कट दे थोड़ा
हरे कृष्ण। Lalit Prabhu, can you make me co-host?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Is my audio and video proper?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So today we are taking the last portion of our second chapter. And last time we had come to the very important verse, that is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Ekeha Kurunandana. So that we are going to discuss today. I'll share the okay. So every time we are going and taking few shlokas like that, one of our idea of this Bhagavad Gita reading also was no doubt that when we are hearing about Bhagavad Gita, we are getting benefited. Sometimes some devotees they ask कि हम इतना सुने लेकिन याद नहीं रहता है. तो I will like to explain in two ways. One कि उसमें से हमको याद नहीं भी रहेगा तो भी we are benefited. जैसा कि अगर आप सबको हम पूछते हैं कि लास्ट फ्राइडे को 10 दिन पहले 8 दिन पहले आपने लंच में कौन सा सब्जी लिया था या कितने चपाती खाए थे आपने. सो वी मे नॉट रिमेम्बर कि हमने लास्ट वीक में क्या क्या खाया और क्या क्या. तो दैट डजंट मीन दैट बिकॉज वी हैव forgotten that is not beneficial. It had still done some okay. Thanks. So we yeah. So the way, even if you don't remember what you have taken, still that gives a nourishment to body. तो वैसे ही जितना हम भगवद गीता के बारे में सुनते हैं, आध्यात्मिक चीजों के बारे में सुनते हैं, याद रहे नहीं रहे, we are getting spiritually nourished. So that is one point. Second point is, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there's those who try to understand my conversation with Arjuna, that is Bhagavad Gita, with their intelligence. They are worshipping me through that intelligence by trying to understand it. तो इसीलिए प्रभुपाद ने इस्कॉन में अलग अलग प्रकार के courses रखे हैं. And these courses were started by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, जो प्रभुपाद जी के गुरु थे. तो 1920 में उन्होंने ये कोर्सेस वगैरह चालू किए थे 30 में. तो तभी भी वो properly they used to write exams and give certificate like that. So in our temple also there are many courses goes on. तो हम ये जो classes ले रहे हैं, so we also want to start some type of assessment. This assessment is not for others, but assessment is for ourselves, to see that how much we are able to grasp, how much we are able to remember. By that, what will happen is, when we remember, we can get reminded again in throughout our week. So the goal of our classes is to remember Krishna more and more. Remembering Krishna means remembering his words like Bhagwad Gita, remembering his activities like his pastimes in 10th canto, unke Leela. Remembering also means chanting Hare Krishna, which is Krishna's holy name. So the whole focus of our process is to remember Krishna always. So how to do that more and more? That is what the topic of discussion. So we want to enhance our understanding and remembrance of these classes by small assessment at the end of the class. What it means is, every class, when we are having 1 hour class almost, so we will make some 10 simple questions, and which we will float as a in our group, so that you can solve it, so that we also get an idea that questions will be simple only, not very just one word question or multiple choice questions type, so that we understand that that will enhance our attention in the class. Because we also have seen it, unless there is no assessment, the quality of our learning doesn't enhance. So is everybody ready for it? At the end of the class, we'll have small short quiz.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, very good idea.
Yeah.
Very nice. It will be exciting.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go to the today's verse. Okay, you are able to see this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you all repeat this very important shloka. This is 41st shloka in Bhagwad Gita, in the 2nd chapter. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
व्यवसाया सात्विका बुद्धि
एकेह कुरु नन्दन
एकेह
Kurunandana
बहुशाखा हि अनन्ताश्च
बहुशाखा हि
Bahushakhari
अनन्ताश्च
Anantasha
बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्
बुद्धयो
बुद्धयो
Buddhayo
अव्यवसायिनाम्
Avasthainam.
So this shloka was one which inspired Srila Prabhupada to take his guru's instruction as his life and soul. This specific shloka of Bhagavad Gita gives him the driving inspiration to go to America and preach at the age of 70. So this is a very important shloka for us also, that the whole ISKCON institution is inspired by this shloka, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi. So what this shloka Krishna is talking about, he is telling that when we are doing karma, then there are varieties of reason why one can do karma. One reason is I want to do karma. I want to do something. So that's how I am doing something. Other reason is I want to achieve something. So that's how I am doing something. Some people say I don't want to achieve something, but I want to give something to others as a duty, help others. Some people work for that. And some people work for Krishna directly. So when it comes to working, that work is done for these four purposes. One, something has to be done. That's why somebody does. He is not able to sit at one place. Other is that he wants to achieve something. Third, he wants to work as a duty, as an offering to somebody whom he loves or like that. And fourth is he wants to do it as a offering of love to Krishna. So when we are talking here about the Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushakha hi Anantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayina. Once I was there in one of the kind of when we are in Kopargaon, there are many other organizations are there who are also quite famous. Some are internationally famous also. So one of the foreign person, he was from Europe. I found him there, and then he was doing some kind of a dhyana type of some practices there in Kopargaon. So when I met him, he was very happy, and then he started sharing that I have visited so many ISKCON temples and I'm so happy. And he said that specifically I am so happy with prasadam which we get at ISKCON, and he was very much glorified. But when we sat for half an hour, then he slowly started asking some doubts. And one of the doubt was that he said that in ISKCON I don't like one thing. He said, what? He said, in ISKCON you are so kind of too much focus on Krishna only. You don't consider anybody else, anything else. That I didn't like. He said we should be broad-minded and we should allow to experience everything, and we should do everything like that. So I was just laughing that how people feel that spiritual life means just have experience, just have a nice experience. But then that the assumption or the starting point of why we are doing spiritual life itself is problem. First step only is wrong, because unless there is no goal set, so then there is no question of success. So if the goal of spiritual life is just to have experience, that experience can be through so many things there. Hare Krishna, Lalit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Some sounds are coming from behind. Can you just make sure? So, where are we? So we are discussing with that thing, because I had seen uh, one of the friend of a devotee. So this devotee went to his home, and then this he was sitting with big this earphones. He was sitting in his uh, bedroom, leaning behind the chair, and with closed eyes he was absorbed in hearing something. And then the friend asked him that, what are you hearing? He said, this is this I like very much. This is very spiritual. So he said, really, what spiritual? So he said, you also sit here and hear this. So then that friend offered him the this sound, and then he sat on the chair, and then he put it, and then he started hearing it to understand what is this. He's so absorbed in spiritual sound vibrations. And then when he was hearing the sound of rain. Just it's kind of rain is just pouring. And so after 2 minutes, he looked at this his friend. He said, "What is this?" So this friend was telling that whenever I'm stressed out, whenever I'm little disturbed, I hear this. This is a sound therapy, that I hear the natural sounds of water flowing in the rains. So he was thinking that that soothing experience of hearing some trickling sound of water as spiritual, which is not. So many times people they uh, mistake what spiritual thing and what uh, material soothing things are. So some peaceful place is not spiritual. Something which gives peace to your mind may not be spiritual. That can be just material thing. So many times one has to be very clear that what is spiritual and what is material. Prabhupada, when he was there in New York, this is very early days. जैसे प्रभुपाद गए थे 1965 में, 1966 उनके क्लास में कुछ 30-35 लोग आते थे, और कुछ कुछ लोग रेगुलर ये आते थे. तो उनमें से जो यमुना माता जी, जिनका आवाज हम सुनते हैं रोज मंदिर में, गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम जिन्होंने गाया है, we are thrilled to hear every day morning 7:15. Very special thing goes. Govinda Madipurusha Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda Madipurusha. So that is Prabhupada disciple. Her name is Yamuna Mataji. And she was just coming to Prabhupada's classes. And they were not like kind of. Prabhupada was one of the guru of theirs that time. Because they had gone here, there, and they thought, okay, let's try out with Prabhupada also. तो प्रभुपाद के क्लास में भी आते थे, प्रसाद लेते थे. तो एक दिन वो आए स्वामी जी को देखने के लिए. स्वामी जी बोलते थे, तो प्रभुपाद को बोले, स्वामी जी वी आर गोइंग टू इंडिया. उनको लगा कि प्रभुपाद को अच्छा लगेगा कि हम इंडिया जा रहे हैं. तो प्रभुपाद बोले, why? We are going to mountains. We are going to the Tibet. So Prabhupada said, why you are going to Tibet, leaving New York? So their idea was that Tibet is in the Himalayas, very peaceful, and on the mountains like that. So very innocently she said that because Tibet is very high. Prabhupada said, no need to go there. If you stay here, I'll take you higher than Tibet. So, and they had that much faith in Swamiji that Swamiji is there for their as a well-wisher. So they said, okay, if Swamiji is going to take us higher than Tibet, let's be here only. Why to go to Tibet, spending so much money and time? Here only we'll go a little higher. And Prabhupada actually took them higher than such kind of so-called experiences. So, what we understand is many times people are not able to exactly understand what spiritual life is. Spiritual life means it is not just a mental satisfaction. It is not just a mental peace. Spiritual life is how much you are connected to Krishna. And mental peace, mental satisfaction, that is the outcome. That is a secondary output of being connected to Krishna. So that's how the spiritual life is. तो जब हम आध्यात्मिक पद्धति का अनुसरण करते हैं, we are practicing spiritual life. The goal is to connect to Krishna. The goal is to that's what the meaning of yoga means. Yoga means to connect. And the feelings and other things are the secondary outputs of that yoga. Somebody is connected to Krishna, automatically he becomes satisfied. Somebody is connected to Krishna, automatically he becomes peaceful. Somebody is connected to Krishna, automatically he becomes stress-free. So, when we are trying to understand Krishna, and why only Krishna? Why only Krishna? Because to the degree we understand the scriptures, Bhagwad Geeta, Mahabharata, other literatures, to that degree we understand that Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Many times that also is a kind of a question of many people. Why only Krishna you are worshipping? You can see also this Dashavataras which are there, written by Dashavatara Stotra is written by Jayadev Goswami. in Jagannath Puri. तो ये दशावतार बहुत फेमस है, लेकिन आप देखेंगे दशावतार में कृष्ण नहीं है। अगर आप देखेंगे उसमें तो 10 अवतार है, लेकिन उसमें कृष्ण नहीं है। क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि कृष्णा इज द सोर्स ऑफ ऑल दिस दशावतार्स। So when we are worshipping the source, then individually we don't have to go around worshipping other. So when that's how this shloka gives us an understanding. If we really want to achieve something from the path which we are following, one has to be very clear कि कहाँ पे जाना है हमको. अगर वो clear नहीं है, then we'll not go there, because हमको पता ही नहीं है कहाँ जाना है. So we are very clear when we are practicing spiritual life is that we want to connect to Krishna, and that connection to Krishna, to the degree it is very strong, to the degree it is very intimate, that is the success of our spiritual life. So how to make that strong connection with Krishna, that is the what we are now looking for, trying to do it. So as we are discussing about that question, ki that person was accusing or he was having a doubt कि इस्कॉन में सिर्फ कृष्णा 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 ही क्यों करते हैं, बाकी सब कुछ छोड़ देते हैं. And that is important. आप देखेंगे कि when you are in 10th class there are all subjects. There is history, geography, maths, science, English, Hindi, so many. When you go to specialized stream in +2, 11th, 12th, science, then it becomes more focused. There you don't study now history and geology, and no, now it is like more restricted, because you know that I have to study higher. After +2, you give GATE or whatever, and then you land up in engineering. Then the subject matters, they are quite more restricted, and then you get into mechanical engineering, or you get into electronic engineering, and then the subjects are related to only electronics or only mechanical or only civil. And when you do post graduation, then the scope of that is quite narrowed. Like somebody is done chemical engineering, then when you do post graduation, then that chemical engineering also is narrowed to only oil and gas, or things like that. And when you do PhD is like kind of super focused. Then they focus on some one issue to be sorted out, and then it's like that. So higher you are rising, you should become very focused in something to understand and achieve. Similarly, when we are practicing spiritual life also, जैसे हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, वैसे भगवान कृष्ण के प्रति जो हमारा प्रेम है, that becomes very focused. So that is not diverted here there. तो इसलिए भगवान यहाँ पे बोलते हैं व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि ही एकेह कुरु नंदन बहुशाखा ही अनंताश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिना. यहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि। व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि का मतलब है फोकस्ड इंटेलिजेंस। तो कुरुनंदन ये जो है वो कृष्णा इज एड्रेसिंग अर्जुन कि हे कुरुनंदन, हे अर्जुन, आपका जो बुद्धि है वो एकाग्र करो, फोकस योर इंटेलिजेंस। क्यों? अगर वो फोकस नहीं है, बहुशाखा ही अनंताश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिना, क्योंकि अगर इंटेलिजेंस फोकस नहीं है तो क्या होगा? रिजल्ट विल नॉट बी देयर। क्यों? क्योंकि when buddhi is many branched, then there will be no result, and such many branched bahushakha intelligence is called as avyavasayatmika buddhi. So there are two types of buddhi. One is very fixed with goal and then very concentrated. Second is very has so many branches and then you don't achieve the goal. तो उदाहरण के लिए हम देखते हैं कि कभी कभी खेत में या किसी लैंड में 10 एकड़ का लैंड है एंड देन यू वांट काइंड ऑफ बोर टू बी ड्रिल्ड फॉर वाटर। तो कभी कभी होता है ऐसे, गांव में कुआं खोदने का या पानी का जो बोर लेते हैं, तो गांव में कभी कभी कुछ लोग रहते हैं जो थोड़ा दे आर गुड एट गेस वर्क, कहाँ पे पानी मिलेगा वगैरह। तो ऐसे लोगों को पूछते हैं कि कहाँ पे आपको क्या लगता है कहाँ पे करना चाहिए, वो बोलते हैं साउथ में करो, साउथ वो वहां पे अच्छा रहेगा पानी। देन दे गो एंड ड्रिल देयर 10 feet 20 feet 50 feet, नो वाटर। तो उसको थोड़ा डाउट आने लगता है कि देन ही गोज एंड आस्क सम अदर थर्ड पर्सन। उसको बोलते कि ये साउथ में बोला लेकिन वहां पे कुछ आया नहीं, 50 फुट गया मैं अंदर। तो वो अपना कैलकुलेशन करता है, बोलता है कि नहीं 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 नहीं, थोड़ा पहले जो था उसका कैलकुलेशन थोड़ा गलत हो गया। आप क्या करो कि साउथ ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में आपको करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि उस साइड स्लोप है तो वहां पे ज्यादा पानी आएगा। तो जाता है वो वहां पे 10 फीट 20 फीट 50 फीट 60 फीट और कुछ नहीं, पानी नहीं है। तो देन ही इज हैविंग अनदर डाउट कि सेकंड पर्सन आल्सो became cheater only. Then he goes to the third person. Then यहाँ से भी क्या करने का, already I have failed twice. Then he said, see, our life is sun and sun rises from east. So if you go to the east, you will get the mercy of sun. So you east में ही खोदो, वहां पे आपको जरूर पानी मिलेगा। Then he goes to the east and then he digs there 10 feet 20 feet 30 feet 60 feet 70 feet and no water. And then he is like frustrated. Now he has already 3 places he has dug, almost 200 feet, and with no water. So now the problem here is, if only he has dug at one place only, first place only, 200 feet, surely he would have got water. Lekin because he was not very kind of pinpointed, one pointed like that, then he was going here there in his efforts. तो हम जब आध्यात्मिक जीवन में भगवान को प्राप्त करना चाहते हैं, तो व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि का मतलब है जो हमारे गुरु बताते हैं हमको, जो शास्त्र भगवद गीता भागवत बताते हैं, उसको प्रमाण मान के we give full try, and by that we achieve Krishna for 100%. But then without Bhagwad Gita, भागवत, गुरु, उनका जो उन्होंने जो पद्धति दिया है उसको न मान के अगर हम यहाँ वहां जाते हैं, सब चीजें करते हैं, then we will be unsuccessful. तो इसलिए आप देखेंगे कि बहुत बार लोग आध्यात्मिक चीजें भी करते हैं और साथ साथ उनका जो जीवन है वो वैसे का वैसे बनाए रहता है। When I say जीवन मतलब उनके जो बुरे आदतें हैं, उनके जो बुरे व्यवहार है, वो बदलते ही नहीं है। आपने देखे होंगे ऐसे बहुत सारे आध्यात्मिक या धार्मिक लोग, वो धर्म का पालन भी करते हैं लेकिन उनका व्यवहार धार्मिक जैसे नहीं होता है। वो जैसे आम आदमी होते हैं वैसे ही वो व्यवहार करते हैं, वैसे ही वो झूठ बोलेगा, वैसे ही वो चीटिंग करेगा, वैसे ही वो सब बाकी जो नॉर्मल है वैसे ही करेंगे और धार्मिक भी रहेंगे। तो ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि थिंग्स आर नॉट फोकस्ड। जैसा प्रभुपाद उदाहरण देते हैं कि अगर सूर्य का प्रकाश, अगर हम जो दैट लेंस होता है ना, कॉनकेव कॉन्वेक्स मिरर्स रहते हैं ना, वो बहिर्गोल, so which people see, if they are not able to read, then they use that, it becomes bigger. So you take that lens and you make the normal sunlight pass through it and it becomes one point. And then in our schools we used to do that, we used to burn the paper by that. So if the normal paper is put in the sunlight, it will not burn. But when it is concentrated sunlight at one point, then it will burn. So sunlight is same only. But if we concentrate, if we focus that sunlight at one point, it becomes more productive. So similarly, when we are practicing spiritual life, जब हम आध्यात्मिक चीजें करते हैं तो उसका रिजल्ट क्या है? रिजल्ट यही है कि जो हमारा बुरा व्यवहार है, बुरी आदतें हैं, बुरा मानसिकता है, bad thoughts are there, if they are not getting burnt, अगर वो कम नहीं हो रहे हैं तो हमको सोचना चाहिए कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, कहीं तो ये अव्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि का प्रॉब्लम है. We are not having a focused practice of Krishna consciousness. Focused practice of Krishna consciousness means we give proper emphasis to the whatever things are focused by Prabhupada, whatever things are focused by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. जैसे जो एक भक्त होगा, how we know that somebody is trying to achieve heights in bhakti? हम पता कैसे चलेगा कि कौन seriously practicing devotional service? एक देख सकते हैं कि वो जप करने में बहुत they are very पक्का. जो हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जप हम करते हैं, he will be very पक्का in that. Pakka means what? Pakka means he will make sure that he chants in the morning, which is the best time to chant. And he will be taking out some time to read Prabhupada books like Bhagwad Gita, Bhagwad. He will make sure he gets some time to spend with devotees. So when we are trying to advance in Krishna consciousness, these are the parameters which we can see. How much we are like, for example, in your company also, अगर आपको प्रमोशन चाहिए तो उसके क्राइटेरिया होते हैं ना, कि हाउ यू हैव फेयर इन लास्ट 1 ईयर, उसका क्राइटेरिया होता है कि आपका अटेंडेंस कैसा है, आपका हाउ इज योर डिलीवरी ऑफ योर वर्क कैसा हुआ है, हाउ आर यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ डीलिंग विथ योर कलीग्स. तो बहुत सारे क्राइटेरिया होते हैं, वो क्राइटेरिया देख के फिर यू आर गिवन प्रमोशन. वैसे ही आध्यात्मिक जीवन में भी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं जब हम फोकस्ड अटेंशन देते हैं आध्यात्मिक चीजों को. So that means to the degree we are focused on first chanting Hare Krishna, अगर वो हम रोज सुबह सुबह हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का माला पे जप करते हैं, क्योंकि प्रभुपाद ने बोला है कि amongst all the instructions, that one instruction to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is the highest. बाकी बहुत सारा है चीज करने के लिए. हम जप कर सकते हैं, हम कीर्तन सुन सकते हैं, हम खाना बना सकते हैं, हम दूसरों को मदद कर सकते हैं, हम लेक्चर सुन सकते हैं, गीता पढ़ सकते हैं, बहुत सारा है. बट देन वी शुड नो वन थिंग, एंड दैट इज above everything, and that is chanting Hare Krishna. तो अगर हमको सीरियस होना है, व्यवसायत्मिका, concentrated, so first thing is that we become very serious in our chanting Hare Krishna. तो ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है कि how much attention and time we give for chanting Hare Krishna. So the way we kind of take seriously things in our life, for example, the way we take our job very seriously, if you are doing job in some company, to the degree you take your children seriously, to nourish them and educate them like that, to the degree we take our health seriously, we are very careful so that it doesn't become sick or something. So similarly we take seriously chanting Hare Krishna also. तो ये हरे कृष्ण जो हम महामंत्र का उच्चारण करते हैं रोज, तो वो जितना हम सीरियसली लेंगे उतना आप खुद अनुभव कर सकते हैं कि भक्ति में हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. That much we will be advancing in Krishna consciousness. So that's why when this verse was, Prabhupada came across this verse, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Then when he read commentary of one of the Acharya, that Acharya's name is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was almost 400 years back in Vrindavan. तो वो वहां पे लिखते हैं कि ये व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि का मतलब है कि जो बुद्धि अपने गुरु के वचनों के ऊपर स्थिर है, इट्स लाइक फोकस्ड. अगर गुरु ने ऐसे बोला है तो that has to be done. So then such person can become very quickly close to Krishna, connect to Krishna, advance in Krishna consciousness like that. So there Prabhupada read that कि व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि का मतलब है कि गुरु के आदेशों को अपने सर के ऊपर लेना, अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट एज अ गोल इन लाइफ। और फिर प्रभुपाद, क्योंकि प्रभुपाद को वो आदेश तो मिला था 1922 में, जब प्रभुपाद अपने गुरु को पहली बार मिले थे कलकत्ता में, तो पहली ही मुलाकात में उनके गुरु ने उनको बोला था कि आप पढ़े लिखे हो, इंग्लिश अच्छे से जानते हो, तो क्यों आप फॉरेन जो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज है वहां पे जाके प्रचार नहीं करते। तो प्रभुपाद तो एकदम ही वाज सरप्राइज्ड। तो पहली बार किसी से आप मिल रहे हो और आप उसको बोलते हो कि आप जाओ लंदन अमेरिका और वहां पे प्रचार करो। तो ही वाज लाइक सरप्राइज कि ऐसा कैसे बोल सकते हैं, पहली बार जानना तो जानना पहचान। लेकिन he could understand the intensity and urgency and the kind of dedication with which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his guru, was speaking, because guru was so eager to see that this message goes to all people in this world. तो वो तो मिला था 1922 में, और प्रभुपाद बोले कि उस समय तो Prabhupada had just married and he was having a son 5 years old और उनका बिजनेस जस्ट स्टार्ट हुआ था। तो प्रभुपाद सोच रहे थे कि ये कैसे करेंगे अभी तो जस्ट मैं शादी किया हूँ, अभी तो जस्ट बिजनेस सेटअप किया हूँ, और ये बोल रहे हैं कि आप प्रचार करो, ये कैसे होगा। तो प्रभुपाद बोले ठीक है, एटलीस्ट व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन हेल्प इन प्रीचिंग। सो देन ही स्टार्टेड हेल्पिंग द प्रीचिंग एफर्ट्स ऑफ Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And slowly when he got retired, then he took it more seriously. And then he started writing Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, and then उसके बाद वो अमेरिका गए जब टिकट उनको मिला, फ्री शिप टिकट। तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि व्यवसायत्मिका का मतलब है जो फिक्सेड इंटेलिजेंस, कि some things has to be very clear that okay, ये these are the top priority, other things can go up and down, but this cannot be compromised. So similarly in our spiritual life, one thing cannot be compromised, and that is chanting Hare Krishna. तो हम सब जितने भी आध्यात्मिक जीवन में आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, जब हम हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का रोज जप करते हैं, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, तो ये जो जब जितना हम सीरियसली करेंगे, जितना अटेंटिवली करेंगे, जितना विदाउट फेल करेंगे रेगुलरली, to that degree we will be connected to Krishna. To that degree we will advance in Krishna consciousness. तो ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण श्लोक है हम सबके लिए कि हमारा बुद्धि जो है वो it should not be many branched, it should be focused to Krishna, so that we achieve Krishna. If it is not focused, we will not achieve. We will just gather some experiences here and there, but then we are not here to just have some good experiences of here and there, because that good experiences are not enough for us to go to spiritual world. That experiences are not enough to get rid of our anarthas. That good experiences are not enough to clean our heart. To clean our heart, we need yoga, connection with Krishna. So that connection with Krishna becomes by this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. तो जैसे आपका घर गंदा हो गया है, और गंदा घर साफ कैसे होता है? कुछ लोग बोलेंगे साफ करने का इच्छा होना चाहिए, तो इच्छा तो होना चाहिए, बट दैट इज नॉट द ओनली थिंग। कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि मेरा इच्छा तो बहुत है कि घर साफ करें, लेकिन होता ही नहीं है वो। तो इच्छा होना एक है, और दूसरा है कि गेट इन टू एक्शन, कुछ करे उसके लिए। तो वैसे ही जब हम अपना हृदय साफ करना चाहते हैं, तो ये तो अच्छा स्टेप है कि एटलीस्ट some people feel that okay, let me advance in Krishna consciousness, हम भगवान के भक्त बने। तो ये इच्छा बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन वो सिर्फ इच्छा होने से हम भक्त नहीं बनेंगे, उसके लिए हमको प्रयास करना पड़ेगा। So here that efforts, how it should be put, that is given here, व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धि, कि one has to be focused. So there are many options whom you can worship, but then we focus on Krishna. Why Krishna? Because it is given in Bhagwad Gita. And while serving Krishna also, how to serve Krishna, that also we focus by chanting Hare Krishna regularly. And then why chanting Hare Krishna? Because Guru has given that order. So when we are focusing like that, then it becomes easy for us to advance in our Krishna consciousness. So this was very important verse. That's why we thought of spending little time. किसी का कोई प्रश्न है आज के? Anybody has any questions regarding today?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Not regarding today, but a general question I can ask in the last.
Yes.
Can I ask?
Yes.
So, Prabhuji, generally आजकल जैसे हम लोग जो भी कृष्णा कॉन्शियस को फॉलो करते हैं, उसमें वन ऑफ द स्टेप्स है कि नॉनवेज नहीं खाना है। बट जैसे आजकल कुछ खाने आ रहे हैं जिसको बोलते हैं कि है तो वो वेजिटेरियन, बट दे टेस्ट लाइक नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड। सो जैसे आजकल कुछ तरीके खाने आते हैं, सोया क्या बना होता है, सोया बीन्स का, कि टेस्ट लाइक चिकन पैटी या टेस्ट लाइक दैट। सो मैं एक दिन खरीदने की कोशिश सोच रहा था, लेकिन फिर मैंने नहीं खरीदा, कि ये सोच के कि चाहे है तो ये वेज, लेकिन खाने के बाद तो मुझे फीलिंग वैसी आएगी नॉनवेज की। सो आप समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, कि वो ऐसी चीजों से आजकल नए नए तरीके के खाने बनते हैं कि देखने में लगता है कि जैसे चिकन पैटी है, लेकिन वो होती नहीं है चिकन पैटी।
यस।
तो अगर मैं उसको खा रहा हूँ, वो है तो वेज, लेकिन मन में आएगा कि मैं चिकन खा रहा हूँ। तो थोड़ी मतलब कंफ्यूजन है कि ऐसा ठीक है कि नहीं है। उसका दूसरा आंसर ये भी है कि मैं अगर मन में सोचूं कि मैं किसी को मार रहा हूं और कोई एक्चुअली मार दे, तो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, कि मतलब
यस।
हाँ।
तो आप देखेंगे कि नॉन वेज तो हम नहीं खाते हैं क्योंकि कृष्णा डजंट लाइक इट, कृष्णा नाइदर सपोर्ट्स इट, क्योंकि दैट इज फूड ऑफ वायलेंस। क्योंकि अगर हम वायलेंस का फूड खाते हैं तो वी आर इनवाइटिंग वायलेंस इन अवर लाइफ ऑल्सो। कि जैसा हम बीज बोएंगे वैसा ही फसल हमको आएगा। अगर हम we are putting a seed of murder, then the fruits also will be like that. So that is very clear ki we don't want to have a sinful food of violence. But then जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि कैसे आजकल जैसे सोया है या वो टाइप का फूड है, तो एक चीज है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन पर्सन्स लेवल ही कैन चूज. क्योंकि अगर कोई सोया खा रहा है तो उसमें कुछ देयर इज नो सिन इन्वॉल्व टेक्निकली. तो वो खा रहा है, वो प्रॉपर वेजिटेरियन ही है, तो उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है. अगर वो कोई नॉनवेज छोड़ दिया है और वो खा रहा है सोया, एब्सोल्युटली नो प्रॉब्लम. सो क्योंकि क्या है, कुछ कुछ लोग इतने अटैच्ड होते हैं नॉनवेज से कि समटाइम्स दैट डजंट गो इमीडिएटली आउट ऑफ देयर माइंड. तो उनके लिए ऐसे फूड्स जो है, दे गिव सम सोलास कि ठीक है ना, कुछ तो है थोड़ा नजदीक वाला. तो देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट. सोया में एक ही चीज है कि दैट इज वेरी हाई प्रोटीन व्हिच इज नॉट नीडेड फॉर द बॉडी. इट इज लाइक एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटीन इज देयर. तो इसीलिए भक्त दे आर वेरी काइंड ऑफ, I have seen devotees using it also, but not so often. Prabhupada said that that is not needed because that is too extra protein. We can take some simple food. Like for example, some sabjis are there which gives kind of feeling of non-veg. So that is like a personal choice. We can, if you feel to avoid, then we can avoid that. But then somebody else is okay with that, then we should be okay with that also. That, so that's a personal, I will feel that it's a personal choice whether you want or not. Why? Because it is not sinful, it's proper. Yeah.
If it's giving the pleasure of eating that sinful thing, that's the question.
Yeah, so
The idea is that you are eating it because you want that pleasure.
yeah,
Exact pleasure of, it's like जैसे tax havens होते हैं ना कि स्विट्जरलैंड में tax नहीं देना. I don't know, but tax देना is legal or illegal. I don't know. So
yeah, so that's what I am telling, that which level we are depends on that. If you have just, somebody has just given up meat eating and then he is telling that no, at least I should have it, then that's okay. After some days, when he is like fixed up, then you can tell him, okay, now just be happy with vegetarian things. Because while taking food, we are taking food for our purification, which remind us of Krishna. So that is the highest thing. So we are taking food and that is reminding us of our something bad, then that may not help in spiritual life. So we should eat something which will give us more and more remembrance of Krishna, and that will bring us close to Krishna. So ऐसा अगर food हम लेते हैं तो that is helpful to spiritual life.
धन्यवाद प्रभु. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी हम इसको वो 3.6 से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं क्या, जो उनका क्वेश्चन था, कर्मणे ज्ञानी संयम्या आस्ते संस्मरण से मिथ्याचार से उच्चते, उससे करेक्ट कर सकते हैं क्या ये जो पूछ रहे हैं क्वेश्चन? हाँ, ये
there is a difference. There is a difference between mithyachara and person who is struggling to improve. So there is a difference. For example, somebody is lazy to walk
Mhm.
and then he's sitting, and somebody is he's not able to walk but he's trying, and then he's falling off, and because he's falling then he sits for 5 minutes because he's now fallen, and then he's just ready to gather his strength again to walk. तो अगर आप देखेंगे कि दोनों लोग बैठे हैं, एक तो बिना प्रयास किए हुए बैठा है वहां पे, वो तो आलसी है, और ये दूसरा भी है वो भी बैठा है, लेकिन उसका मेंटालिटी लेजी नहीं है, ही इज जस्ट गैदरिंग हिज स्ट्रेंथ टू। तो एक तो है दोनों बैठे हैं, एक बैठा है वो बैठा ही है, वो उठेगा नहीं, दूसरा बैठा है ताकि उसको थोड़ा स्ट्रेंथ मिले ताकि ही कैन स्टार्ट वॉकिंग। तो वैसे ही ये मिथ्याचारी कब है? when he is given opportunity to become Krishna conscious and still he doesn't take. Another person is when he fails in that opportunity, he takes some time to come again back. So then he is not mithyachari. He can be someone can be honestly trying and then he is failing, and somebody is not trying only, then he is mithyachari.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for explanation. The doubt is cleared. One more thing is, Prabhuji, is this, that in the in 2.41 which you were explaining, there's a line, if Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Could you please slightly explain?
Yeah, Prabhupada gives an analogy that when the root is watered of the tree, then the whole tree is satisfied. So watering the root is like worshipping Krishna, because Krishna is the root of all existence. So when Krishna is satisfied, everybody becomes satisfied automatically. At least you will get the benefit of satisfying everybody by serving Krishna. Like that.
Generally, Krishna consciousness में जब करते हैं तो बहुत लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगता, they are not happy about this thing. घर वाले भी और सब कुछ, तो इसलिए
Yeah, that is because people fail to see the practical application of Bhagavad Gita. They feel that why you are wasting your time, do something practical, ऐसा लगता है उनको. But then they have to understand what practical means. जैसा अगर कोई MBBS कॉलेज में आप जाएंगे और क्लासेस में बैठे हैं सब MBBS के स्टूडेंट, you cannot go and tell, hey, what is this, you are all doctors, do something practical, go to the hospital, treat the patient. यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, घंटों घंटे बैठ के टाइम पास कर रहे हैं, जाओ सेवा करो. तो ये सेवा करना है इसलिए तो बैठे हैं वहां पे, घंटों घंटों दे रहे हैं. So that is practical only. So if they don't do that, वो बैठ के सुनेंगे नहीं, तो that will be dangerous. If they without hearing they go and treat patients. तो for third person it is impractical. ये क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग, क्यों इतना टाइम पास कर रहे हैं? तो क्यों? Because they don't understand the value of that hearing. तो वैसे ही जो लोगों को ये वैल्यू पता नहीं चलता है कि चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा का वैल्यू क्या है, रीडिंग भगवद गीता का वैल्यू क्या है, फॉर देम इट इज इम्प्रैक्टिकल, फॉर देम इट इज टाइम पास.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.
Prabhuji, one more thing is this, that about the Mayapur Yatra. Any like written document that this day we are leaving and this day we are coming?
we have like that poster is circulated.
Not yet, Prabhuji. I think it's yet for put it for your approval, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. That is good. We can circulate that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that is Radharani, huh?
Yeah, this is Radharani.
Okay.
She also wants to come. And the previous question was from Maya's side, which I asked. She's also listening. Say Hare Krishna to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
That's the question. Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful class. And I had got opportunity to meet Prabhuji yesterday, and it was a very nice meeting. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for staying connected with us and giving your wonderful association to us every time. Then I think I've been seeing this thing many times, and I would like to again iterate the fact that when we spend our day outside the temple, or outside the association of people, to some extent definitely we really need this kind of session to come back again and think of that we need those spiritual sessions to stay connected. So this is absolutely a required thing, and I would request everybody to just come in the way they are coming in every Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone, as well, to joining us on time. Thank you so much, and that I will circulate that thing. I think today itself in the group, and I would request to everyone to take that opportunity to just join us to the Mayapur Yatra. Surely, once you join the Yatra for one time, you will love to come back again. You can hear us do that experience from the other people who have already gone in and joined the Yatra with Prabhuji, and that gives such a wonderful experience, that never forget experiences. And we visit every time different locations, so that also adds very excitement. So thank you so much, and I will request everyone to take it seriously, give thought. It's going to be a 3 to 5 days yatra. Even if you can't make it for all 5 days, if you can just try and make it for initial 3-4 days, or between 3-4 days, or maybe last 3-4 days would be good enough. But yet definitely you should think of seriously to coming in the yatra. Thank you so much.
Yes, Sanjeev ji. You are muted.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to everybody. Prabhuji, I have a question to ask of you. It's like this, that my mother-in-law is very, very serious. She was on dialysis for many months. And for the many weeks now, doctors have given up, and she's off dialysis. And it is intriguing to us that how is she surviving, while on one side she is in misery as far as her health is concerned, and at the same point in time she is saying that I want to go, मुझे मुक्ति चाहिए, मुझे जाने दो. It is extremely amazing to see that she has survived with most of her organs not working for the past maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. And she is not able to also relieve her misery and go to the next stage of we are all amazed, and this was why a couple of classes I have not been able to attend for the past few weeks. And I wanted to ask this question to you as to what can we do additionally to help her in her journey, or whatever we can do in this life. Any inputs that you may have to give us that we can do this additionally for her?
Yeah, actually this is very important. Thank you for asking this question. And everybody should take this in mind, because this question is important personally also to all of us and to all our relatives. तो the way, अगर कोई आपका घर में ट्रैवलिंग के लिए जाते हैं, समझो हम बंबई में हैं और कोई जा रहे हैं दिल्ली, तो we help him to make his travel to Delhi smooth. हम पूछते हैं उनको टिकट है क्या, कंफर्म है क्या, then we see that okay आप कितने बजे पहुंचेंगे, आपको कुछ खाने के लिए लेके जाना है क्या, कुछ पराठा वगैरह, या वहां पे जाने के बाद कहाँ पे रह रहे हैं, what is your arrangement there, या so we plan and then support that person in his travel, like that. So similarly, when somebody is leaving one life and passing to the next life, that also is a very critical journey. Krishna says in Bhagwad Gita, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. So that is that law is called as a law of last thought. Whatever thoughts a person gets when he is passing to the next body, that type of body he gets. So it is very, very important that to create a very spiritual atmosphere around that person.
That is the case. I mean,
Yeah.
they are Jains and all the time. And she has lived a very noble and a large life as well. But we are intrigued. We are quite amazed as to what is holding her back. All relatives, everybody who were abroad have come and seen her. She has seen everybody. And what is preventing her from, boarding her next, getting into the next stage of her spiritual journey? It's quite. Thank you for your inputs. I don't want to hold everybody back here with this thing. I can probably call you and take the discussion offline as well, and take some input from you as to what the family can do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we are circulating the yatra details of our Mayapur yatra in October, and we request everybody to join in. It will be a very one of the memorable lifetime experience yatra, I can guarantee, specifically in Mayapur. That is our world headquarter, and I can't say it will be heavenly, because heaven is too less to describe how the experience will be there. So it's a real spiritual life experience. So please try your best to be there for this 4-5 days. So now only you can plan, because it is in October. Whatever leaves you want to take, or whatever adjustment you have to do, please do it. So the dates are from 19th of October. No, sorry.
No, Prabhuji. 29th October.
29th October till 3rd September. Right?
November. 3rd November. Yeah.
November. Yeah. So you can put it in your diary. This thing is 29th October till 3rd November. 6 days. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
What
Krishna.
Prabhu asked, it is my thing also. My father is also going through the same phase. And we all want him to like.
One thing is there that we should ask for the blessings and prayers of all the devotees, because prayers are very powerful, specifically in such kind of situations.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we should loudly chant 3 times Hari Bol for Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Church.